We're inside the mountaintop for a double dose of N10 hoops. It starts off with the visiting Seneca East Lady Tigers and Izzy Stockmaster coming in to take on Grace Walton and the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams. It's coming at you live and free on your PC, tablet, smartphone, anywhere you can get the internet. You can watch us, and it's coming at you next.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks welcomes you inside the mountaintop for this N10 girls hoop, joined alongside the Hall of Famer Coach Joe Balogh for what should be an exciting game where Upper Sandusky lost in Attica earlier this year, 42-31, Coach.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. Both teams coming in to today's game, 4-4 in the N10. Seneca East, I think, believes lost 3 of their last 4. They beat Bucyrus last Saturday, I think 62-46. Upper Sandusky had a really big win on January the 9th against Cary, the team leading the conference, 44-42. However, they lost to Crawford last Saturday, 35-20. So this is the first game that these teams have played in a week. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust a little bit to the schedule. They were supposed to have played last night. But due to weather, they did not, so we're playing here in the middle of the afternoon. And then both teams also adjusting to that change in schedule. I think they probably have only been maybe in school one day this past week. So many times when young teenagers change the routine, it's sometimes an adjustment. So it'll be interesting to see which of those teams make that adjustment here early to start this basketball game.
Yeah, it'll absolutely be interesting to see. And let's go ahead and pull up those Seneca East Lady Tigers team spotlight. Player spotlight, my mistake. Izzy Stockmaster is going to be our player spotlight today. Second on the team in points per game, leads the team in rebounds, and shoots 54% from 2. She averages 10 points a game, almost 8 rebounds a game. she's going to have to dominate down low today for Seneca East to come in here and get a win.
Yeah, and I think that's, if you look at the stats, that's where Seneca East is going to have an effect on this game, is rebounding the basketball. Not only is Izzy Stockmeyer averaging 8 rebounds a game, but Carolyn Kagi, I believe, also is averaging just over 7 rebounds a game. And I don't think Upper Sandusky has anybody in the top 10 of the league in rebounding.
Yeah, they don't.
So for Seneca East, they're going to use that strength around the glass to have an effect on this basketball game.
Yeah, and while we talk about Seneca East strengths, let's go ahead and take a look at their keys to victory this afternoon. What I have down is defend the perimeter. Upper Sandusky, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. And then win the inside game, dominate down low, win the rebounding battle. And that's how you're going to come in here and beat these Upper Sandusky Lady Rams on their home floor.
Yeah, I mean, Seneca East is going to have to do a really good job of defending Grace Walton, one of the better players in the N10. And as you mentioned, I think she's second in the league in made threes. She's got 40, only behind Carolyn Sheldon of Winford. And then you also have Bryn Cundiff, who's shooting 50% from the three, 11 of 22. So it's going to kind of be a matchup of that inside-outside with these two basketball teams.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and jump over and look at those Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, Coach. They are 7-6 overall, 4-4 in the N10. They are 2-1 in their last 3 with that lone loss coming at the hands of 12-1 Colonel Crawford, who's had a dominating season. It's going to be a lot of defense today for them if they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned several times already the one thing that Upper Sandusky is going to have to do is they're going to have to keep Seneca East off the offensive glass. That's going to be a big key. And then they're going to have to play to their strengths, which is trying to make Seneca East come out and defend them on the perimeter, use their three-point shooting as a weapon, but also if Seneca East tries to force them off the line, their guard play of being able to take the ball to the basket.
Yeah, and that player spotlight we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at. That is going to be none other than Grace Walton. Leads the team in points per game, leads the team in rebounds, and leads the team in assists. 13 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists. Well-rounded player that really does it all for these Lady Rams.
Yeah, I mean, she needs to play really well for Upper Sandusky to have success, and she's done that throughout the year.
And their keys to victory today: knock down the three and defend the paint. I mean, it's the exact opposite from Seneca East. Like you've already said, Coach, they have to really defend the paint, not allow Seneca East to get offensive rebounds, and knock down the three ball, which between Addie Newman, Grace Walton, and Bryn Cundiff, they do at a very high clip.
Yes, I mean, that's kind of been a strength of Upper Sandusky Lady Rams basketball over the years, and that hasn't changed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go ahead and send you down center court as they are going over their student talk. Player comes out on the floor every game to talk, and then we're going to go into national anthem before we meet the starters.
The officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Please welcome today's officials: Keith Bullion, David Dockenball, and Gary Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. Please rise to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, let's go ahead and go over the starters for both teams. We'll start with those visiting Seneca East Lady Tigers, who, looking at their roster, are, other than Winford, probably one of the youngest teams in the N10, as they have sophomore Cammie Lance, sophomore Alexa Snay, freshman Carly Foose, sophomore Izzy Stockmaster, and senior, the lone senior in the starting lineup, Caroline Kagi. And then on the other side of things, for the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, they have junior Addie Newman, junior Grace Walton, junior Brooke Franscali, junior Ellie Ham, and sophomore Madison Hart. So a year advantage in the age gap, per se, for the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams. How much of a difference do you see that playing here today, Coach?
Well, you would think that really early in the season it would play a major difference, but now you're over halfway through the regular season. So those sophomores now you consider to be juniors. Your juniors are kind of seniors. So I don't think that plays a major difference in the basketball game today, because each of these teams have played 12 or 13 games. The players are very experienced at this level right now. And both teams right now are just looking to try to really build here in the second half of the season.
Absolutely. So before we get into game action, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the N10 standings. The Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, who came in here last Saturday, standing atop the conference, kind of separated themselves other than that lone loss to Winford. They're 13-1, 7-1 overall. These two teams are kind of neck and neck. 7-6 for Upper Sandusky, 5-7 for Seneca East, both 4-4 in conference play. So this is a big momentum swing. One of these teams leaves here today above 500 in the N10, and one of them leaves a game below.
Yeah, I mean, with Colonel Crawford's kind of set themselves apart, but still, Crawford's got to play the second half of the league schedule. But each of these teams right now, they're trying to keep themselves in that top half. And then there's always goofy things that can happen at this time of the year. You get kids that are sick, kids that are hurt, and you can make a run here.
Seneca East wins the opening tip. Stockmaster with it, gets it to Lance in the corner. Trap in the corner by the Lady Rams. Newman got a hand on it. They're going to trap that corner. Some Upper Sandusky loves to do is trap when the ball goes in that corner.
Yeah, it looks like they're in maybe a 2-3 zone here, it looks like a little bit. Well, actually, I think it's a 1-3-1, and you're exactly right. I think when the ball goes to that winger corner, they're going to look to trap.
And that's great job by Alexa Snay, getting inside, steps through that trap, and she's going to step to the line for two.
And right away, one of the things we said that was a key in the basketball game was Seneca's East ability to play well inside. So they do a nice job after the initial possession of getting trapped and having the ball deflected out of bounds, that they're able to put the basketball inside. And Alexis Snay's going to the free throw line, misses the first one, and here shoot the second one.
Knocks the second one down. Let's see what Upper Sandusky does with their first possession. The ball's going to be in the hands of Grace Walton. She's going to get across the timeline.
So it looks like that Seneca East is in what we call a triangle and two. So they're guarding two people man to man, and the other three are in a triangle.
Looks like Newman and Walton are the two they're guarding man to man. Newman went off for 20 in game one against these Lady Tigers.
And it's understandable the other one you're going to match is Grace Walton, because she's proven herself to be one of the better players in the N10.
Newman with it now on the steal. Gets it to Walton. Walton's open for three. Off the mark.
Maybe just a little bit rushed there. And sometimes when you start seeing what we as coaches would call junk defenses, where they're guarding, a couple people man to man and the other playing zone. If you're one of those people that they're kind of face guarding, sometimes you panic a little bit and rush it, but I'm sure Grace Walton will be a player that's going to step up here. Good screen there to get her open. But as you can see, they're chasing her all over the floor.
Addie Newman attempts it, nothing doing. Madison Hart gets the board and one. Offensive rebound starts off the evening for Madison Hart. A huge way to start this game for them if they can win the rebounding battle.
Yep, and Madison Hart, you just mentioned it, if they can get second chance opportunities, and then Madison Hart also is really good around the basket as he's shooting 49% from that 2-point field goal range and goes to the free throw line and knocks it in.
3-1 Upper Sandusky advantage. Little half-court trap here.
Yep.
Stockmaster with it. She'll shoot from the corner, short corner. Basket's good by Izzy Stockmaster.
Yeah, a little ball fake, and the defense backed up and gave her space, and she was able to knock it in.
Brooke Finscali knocks down the triple. 6-3, Lady Rams advantage.
So with Seneca East, guarding Walton and Newman man-to-man, there's going to be open opportunities for the other three players, and an open opportunity there for a three, and they knock it down.
Grace with it now to Madison. Ellie Ham. Finscali's open again. She thought about it, nothing doing. Feeds Ham.
Good patience, good ball movement here, great pass.
The step through and the dish. Ham to Hart. That was a beautiful move by Ellie Ham.
A good offensive possession there by Upper Sandusky. What coaches really like to see is the ball move, what we call side to side. So they got the ball reversed, and then a great post-to-post pass for an easy layup inside.
Grace Walton comes away with a steal. This defense is really tearing up the offense right now. Finscali can't knock that one down.
Got a foul.
Going to be on Ellie Ham for a push. That's going to be her second here early in the first quarter. Bryn Cundiff, who you spoke of earlier, shooting 50% from three, is going to step into the lineup to replace Ham.
And, if Seneca East stays in this triangle of two, Cundiff's going to have some opportunities some open looks to be able to make some shots.
Stolen away by Hart. Tries to feed it up court to Walton. Stolen right back by Snay. Stockmaster all the way inside. She's going to go to the line for two, as that foul's going to be on Hart.
Initially, Upper Sandusky's half-court defense has given Seneca East some problems. As I believe they turned it over 3 or 4 times here early in the basketball game.
Unable to get that one. Hart gets the rebound. We're going to have a jump ball. So far, Upper Sandusky not allowing second chance opportunities. They're doing a really good job down low, boxing out.
Yeah, Ellie Hart has been really effective offensively, and then just there in that possession there, doing a nice job of boxing out and then rebounding the basketball with 2 hands.
As Luella Burkholder is going to check in for the Seneca East Lady Tigers. Grace Walton's going to get it across the timeline for the Lady Rams. It's to her right, gets it to Cundiff.
Good closeout.
Looks like they've gone to straight man-to-man defense.
I think they're still in that triangle though, but they're doing a better job of matching here. The triangle's doing a good job of getting out on shooters, but there's Cundiff right there with an open look three, not able to knock it down.
Burkholder gets the rebound. Kagi looks to push, gets it to Burkholder, 3-ball short. The Upper Sandusky basketball, as the Seneca East Lady Tigers have turned it over 5 times here in the first quarter. This half-court defense is really doing exactly what they wanted to do, forcing turnovers. Maybe try to get a few more second or fast break opportunities on those steals will really kind of open this game up.
Well, and that's the thing when you're facing a defense, this triangle of 2, if you're able to push the ball in transition, many times you're going to get easier looks because the defense is not going to be set. But right now, Upper Sandusky doing a really good job of moving the basketball and forcing Seneca East to have to really guard a lot of different situations.
Feed it inside.
Nice
Try to get to
defense.
Snay. Stolen away.
Another turnover, so I think that's 6 right now. Nice
How about that pass?
Inside.
Grace Walton to Madison Hart. Madison Hart's got 7 on the afternoon, and that was a beautiful find by Grace.
Yeah, and as we've said, Grace Walton not only scores, but she averages almost 5 assists a game, so she does a good job of putting her teammates in easy scoring situations, which she was able to do there.
As Morris and Finscali will check in, and Stockmaster and Maddie Smith will check in for the Lady Tigers.
So baseline out of bounds here. It looks like that Upper Sandusky's is in zone. Looks like a 2-3 zone. And another deflection by Walton and a steal.
Great job defensively by the Lady Rams so far. Bailey Fox with it to Grace. The feed to Cundiff. Ball fake. No shot. Steps in. Step through. Great move by Bryn Cundiff. And we're going to have an early timeout for Coach Parks, as it's a 12-3 start to the game for the Lady Rams, who normally start games on the other end of these runs. They normally start pretty slow.
Well, you can see Bryn Cundiff, as we mentioned, coming into the game was shooting 50% from three. So Seneca East did a good job of forcing her off the line. But Cundiff also shows she's got a little bit more to her game than just catching and shooting the ball from three. She was able to do what we call a swing move, get a one-dribble drive, and take the ball from the three-point line to inside 15 feet for a nice short jump shot.
Well, and I tell you what, Coach, you look at both of these rosters, which we have in front of us. You've got Seneca East, who has 3 seniors on their roster. Upper Sandusky only has 1. So these are going to be 2 teams that are going to be forces to be reckoned with over the next few seasons.
Well, and they're going to be reckoned with here in the second half of the year, and that's what with both of these teams being 4-4 in the league. Their coaches are not just looking at next season; they're looking right now at this season as seeing how good can we get here in the second half of the year.
Sven Scully with it on the wing. Bailey Fox is in the game. Hope Morris is going to shoot a 3 ball and knock it down. Upper Sandusky doing a great job of moving the ball around the perimeter to get open shots.
Yep, and then they're in this half-court defense, which showing a lot of trapping action out top, which is making it difficult for Upper Sandusky to get the ball inside.
And they're rotating tremendously to the backside help. Hope Morris with it.
I mean, turnovers have just really killed Seneca East right now.
Kagi gets a steal there. Morris tried to feed Finscali, maybe a little bit too late on that pass. Maddie Smith knocks it down. First triple of the evening for the Lady Tigers.
But you can see right away off of a made shot, they do a great job. Upper does a great job of pushing the ball in transition. And again, Cundiff gets an open look, but misses it. And Walton had another steal, but
maybe got a little bit of arm when she tried to come across for the steal. Looked clean from here. Officials obviously have a better view than we do.
Yeah, the only problem that if you're a coach, if you're Upper Sandusky's coach, Coach Vent, you might have with that is that the official really wasn't right there on top of it. He was kind of behind the play, and from here, I guess our viewpoint, it looked like it was a pretty good steal.
That's going to be on Newman. That'll be her first. That'll be team 4. So that's team 5th.
They're going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2 here.
First time I've worked with you this year, Coach. I got to ask your opinion on the new free throw rule.
Well, I think that the thing that it does, it eliminates a pressure situation, especially late in the game, because it's a lot different shooting 2 free throws than it is shooting 1. And I think that the main issue or complaint I've heard is that now if a team gets a lead, let's say a 6-point lead with about 4 minutes to go in the game, many times it's just going to turn into that teams are just going to get to shoot free throws. So this is my personal opinion. I mean, I know there's been discussion about the shot clock, and I think with this free throw situation, how it's working maybe now, is it may push that the shot clock might come in sooner than later. But that's just my personal opinion. I have nothing to back that up with.
Well, and I tell you what, I've kind of seen both sides of that. I was here for an Upper Sandusky boys game. I want to say it was actually the Carey game. As Smith's going to get a wide open 3. She can't knock it down. Rebounded by Cundiff.
Yeah, and Cundiff, they're one of the, we mentioned earlier in the game, rebounding was going to be a key, and right now Upper Sandusky's done a really good job of just limiting Seneca East to 1 shot.
Yeah, they're doing a great job boxing out. They're going to feed Snay, who can't finish down low. Finscali's going to look to push. Get it to Walton in the corner. Grace had tried to get it to Cundiff down low. Bryn still ends up with it.
Great cut, great pass.
Hart can't finish at the rim.
But that was a great look. I mean, Grace Walton's really shown that she can really pass the basketball.
Snay gets inside, finishes with the left. Alexa Snay's got 2. It's a 15-9 advantage.
One of the few times right now early in the basketball game that Seneca East has been able to use that advantage inside, a little bit more size.
Cundiff misses that one. She's 0 for 3 from 3 to start this game. Got to get her going in a rhythm as Kagi's going to check back in, along with Bailey Fox for the Lady Rams. Kind of got to get her to find her rhythm if they're going to give her those shots.
Well, and Coach Benton just taking her out now, and I'm sure he's telling her, if you got open looks, you got to take it. That one she might have just rushed a little bit, but if you're shooting 50% from three-point range, you're not going to stop shooting open shots. Got to travel.
Yes, we do. It'll be another turnover on the Lady Tigers.
Are we in double digits turnovers yet?
Close to it.
Getting close, I think. That's a bundle here in the first quarter.
That's actually the 10th on the Lady Tigers right there.
So it's going to be tough to win if you're going to turn the ball over that many times.
Addie Newman's in the corner.
Good action there.
Nothing but the bottom for Addie. That's her favorite spot to shoot the ball from, is that corner. 18-9, Lady Rams advantage.
I mean, great action there. They ran her off of a baseline screen, and she comes to the three-point line, has her hands and feet ready to shoot the basketball, and is able to knock down that three.
Stockmaster's going to put one up of her own. That's going to end our first quarter. Upper Sandusky Lady Rams lead the Seneca East Lady Tigers by a score of 18-9. We'll be back for second quarter action after this commercial break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks and Coach Joe Balogh back inside the Mountaintop for second quarter action, and a very well-played first quarter by the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams.
Yes, I mean, Coach Bent's got to be really happy with their start. I mean, I think Coach Parks is probably talking to his team about, we got to cut these turnovers way down. I mean, right now, you're down 18-9, but you turned it over 10 times. If you cut those turnovers in half, you have at least 5 other opportunities that you get a chance to score. So I'm sure that was probably one of his major emphases in the huddle at the end of the quarter.
Bailey Fox for the Lady Rams. Gets it to Newman. Newman gets inside, feeds Hart. Hart does a great job, but the block by Alexa Snay, using that length that she has down low for great defense.
But still, you really got to like the ball movement that Upper Sandusky has. I mean, they move the ball from side to side. And we have another turnover, correct?
We do. Kagi tries to feed it to the corner. That trap, that late half-court trap that Upper's running at Seneca East really seems to be throwing them off as they're trying to get it across the timeline.
Yeah, and it's not allowed them really to put the ball inside. Hard to get out. I think they only really have one basket inside the lane right now. Great action here by Coach Vent.
Fox can't finish. Great pass by Morris. Great play call by Coach Vent. They're going to get it inside to Snay. She's going to be able to finish with the left.
Good job of
Walton pushing,
running the floor, but coming right back.
And that's what you talked about in the first quarter. They do such a good job. Grace Walton demands that ball as soon as it goes through the rim. She demands it, and she's looking to push the pace, and it shows right there on that fast break layup for Addie Newman.
And then and what's really great about that is Grace Walton can deliver that pass. So you're rewarding a player for really running the floor hard, which that's going to continue to encourage those Upper Sandusky Lady Rams that when you're ahead of the basketball to run right to the rim, because you have a player in Grace Walton that can get you the basketball on the move.
Well, I tell you what, she's one of the few. I've seen almost every end. The only N10 team I haven't got to watch this year play yet is Winford, and I know they have a very young point guard in Caroline Sheldon who's pretty good at what she does. Grace Walton's one of the only girls I've seen this year that can make a three-quarter court chest pass and throw it on the money.
Yeah, she's a skilled player, and you can tell. I think this is be her 3rd year as a varsity player, and that's why she's started here 3 years for the Upper Sandusky Rams.
Walton again looking to push, gets to the cross, gets inside. Hope Morris is open for another 3 ball. That one's a little long.
Great hustle.
Fox tried to save that, gets to Kagi.
But Upper Sandusky really doing a great job of getting pressure on the passer.
Kagi's going to knock it down the and one as Hart's going to pick up her 2nd here early in the 2nd.
This is, I think, maybe only the 2nd time that Seneca East has been able to get the basketball inside, and much of that is due to the ability that Upper Sandusky's shown to pressure the ball on the perimeter, make that look difficult inside. So, Coach Parks is just going to have to emphasize that, hey, we just got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. And if they do, they're going to get some of those looks inside.
And there's that offensive rebound. Stockmaster gets it. Again, Stockmaster finishes 3 offensive rebounds on that possession.
Yeah, and Coach Vent can't be happy with that because that's off of a free throw. And it's kind of one of the cardinal sins of basketball that you don't want to give up.
And they're going to turn it over now. Stockmaster with it. She's going to look to beat him down the floor. It's going to be a foul on Hope Morris. It'll be side out of bounds for Seneca East.
That's one of the few turnovers that Upper Sandusky's had here in the first half.
They're 4th. Oh, they're going to call it baseline out of bounds.
Yep, it's baseline out of bounds. Oh, great play.
Kagi finishes with the left.
Kagi with just a little screen up and then a roll right back to the basket. And Upper did not do a good job of matching out of that 2-3 zone that they play on baseline out of bounds.
Fox with it. Cundiff, she'll shoot another one. Still can't find the mark.
She's struggling a little bit today.
There's that trap again, forces the dribble pickup. 8-2 start for the Lady Tigers.
Turnover.
Another turnover right back to them, though, as they tried to get Newman tried to get it up to Walton. Let's see who they call that one on. I'm going to guess that that's going to be on Hope. Yep, they're going to call that on Hope Morris. She picks up 2 quick ones.
But, Upper Sandusky's doing a great job defensively, and that they get into that little 1-2-2 half-court trap, even off a even off of a turnover or a missed basket, which tells you a lot about, how well organized they are defensively.
On defensively, they've been rotating so well. Now they give it up an open layup to Snay as she's got 7 on the evening, and it's a 1-point game.
Yep.
10-2 start to the 2nd.
Coach Parks has got to be really pleased how they're handling the pressure a little bit better. And since they've been able to handle the pressure a little bit better, they've been able to get the basketball inside.
And they're forcing some turnovers. As that's the 4th turnover of this quarter for the Lady Rams.
And I think it's about 3 in a row for them, too.
3 ball, good. Maddie Smith's got another one. She's got 7 as well, and they now have a 2-point advantage. They're going to call a foul on Maddie Smith as Grace Walton was trying to get to the hoop, got tied up a little bit there. Nice to see her attack. As Ham's going to check in for Morris, and Hart's going to check in for Fox.
But, the interesting thing right now is Grace Walton has not scored.
And they're only down 2.
So they've got it. Seneca East's got to be pleased with their defensive plan.
Great pass by Cundiff inside to Ham. She's got 2, and we got a tie ball game as Stockmaster quickly off the bench to check back into the game.
So they're in this 1-3-1 half-court trap, and they do just a great job of rotating. But again, another turnover.
Yeah, they're trying to pass it to that far side, I'll say corner in this situation, and every time they've thrown that pass, it's ended up out of bounds. They're not trying to just keep it close, feed this wing player. They're trying to get to the corner, and Upper's doing a great job of rotating to the ball.
But you can see they're still, Seneca East still in this triangle and 2 defense, which, they're trying to limit the scoring of Grace Walton, which they've done, and Abby Newman, which they've done also here. So they're
Kind of ball fake.
They're forcing other players to try to beat them. But the turnover bug's kind of turned around a little bit now that Upper Sandusky has that bug a little bit and can't get rid of it.
As Foose is going to check back in, and Finn Scully is going to check in for Cundiff, and you see Coach Vint kind of telling her she's forcing things a little bit. 0 for 4, 0 for 5 to start the game from 3. She's trying to facilitate, but she's forcing some unnecessary passes. Foose with it. Great pass, Snay.
Great passing inside.
Hart with the rejection. Lance had an opportunity. Madison Hart didn't let her finish that opportunity.
If they're going to run the same set, she's going to roll right back to the basket.
Well defended by Finscali. The feed from Grace Walton, Madison Hart.
I mean, that's a great catch by Madison Hart and a great jump stop to get on balance and be able to finish that layup. That was not an easy catch because that pass was made in traffic.
9 points on the afternoon for Madison Hart. She leads the game in scoring. Lance. Walton ties her up.
I mean, you can see anytime the ball goes along the baseline, that Seneca East puts the ball along the baseline, whether it's off of a pass or off of a dribble, there's somebody from Upper Sandusky running to trap that.
And their rotation, 22 points in the first half, as now they're going to leave Lance wide open in the corner. She overshoots it. It's going to stay with Seneca East. Their rotation, ball side, has been tremendous here in the first half.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of rotating out of the traps. And I think, Seneca East is at about 15 turnovers for the game. So they've done a really good job of, kind of forcing the tempo that they would like to see.
Fan zone here. Fred Kubitz. Shout out to Ellie Ham and the Lady Rams from her Colorado cousins that are watching. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Anybody else that's out there, comment. We'll talk to you. Finscali with it now.
Nice cut.
Hart's going to shoot a 3. Just long.
Nice cut in the lane by Bailey Fox and a good feed.
Another turnover.
And Hart just not able to knock down the open 3.
Tried to feed Snay from about half court, did Lance, a little overthrown. It's going to be another turnover by the Lady Tigers. 2.5 remaining here in the first half. Finscali is going to hoist another one. She knocks down another one. Brooke Finscali with that high arcing rainbow triple. It's a 27-22 advantage.
As we said with that triangle and 2 defense, there's going to be other players open besides Newman and Walton. And Finscali's a player right now that's feeling pretty confident about how she's shooting the basketball. So don't be surprised in this half-court set that they're going to try to find her again.
Get it to her on the wing. So Hart, great hands by Hart.
She's open at the top. Nice pass inside. There she is again.
Tried to feed Hart. Burkholder stepped in front of it and took it away.
I mean, at times Upper Sandusky just needs to slow down a little bit and make it an easier pass rather than really trying to force the pass into the paint.
The 15th turnover of the half for the Lady Tigers.
Substitution for
Ham and Cundiff going to check back into the lineup for the Lady Rams. For Fox and Finscali. Walton gets it across half. Still scoreless here in the first half as Grace Walton. Out of bounds. That's a turnover there. Grace Walton finds Ham. She couldn't quite handle that pass. It's their 8th turnover.
Yeah, and the majority of those I think have been here in the second quarter for the Upper Sandusky Rams. But the thing right now, if you're Upper Sandusky, you're kind of pleased because Seneca East made that run right here at the beginning of the quarter. You've kind of now answered that run a little bit and got yourself back to a 5-point lead again.
Rims out. Ham does a great job to snag that board away. It's a 7-0 run currently for the Lady Rams. Great find. Kunda finds Ham. 7-point advantage now. 40 seconds remaining here in the half.
Yeah, great look to the backside of the basket and made that pass from the 3-point line.
Snay's going to finish. Kunda running the one now with Walton on the bench.
So they're still in that triangle of 2.
Then Scully from that spot. She's already hit 2. Can't get that one. Taggy gets it. 4. Stockmaster. Offensive foul. Madison Hart stepped in front and takes the charge. We got 1.1 seconds remaining in the half.
Grace Walton comes back to 4 for LA Camp. And Bailey Fox comes back.
29-22. As Walton's going to check back into the game. I expect her. I've seen her hit one from the volleyball line already once this year. I thoroughly expect the ball to go to her hands, but they're going to go full court man here. Try to get it to Newman. Fox ends up with it, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. Upper Sandusky leads the Seneca East Lady Tigers by a score of 29-24. We'll come back for the halftime show and stats after this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
We couldn't do what we do here at the OH Report without our amazing sponsors. So let's go ahead and take a moment to thank them. Wilson Tire Company. At Wilson Tire Company, we sell new and used tires and provide tire services to customers in Upper Sandusky. No matter which location you visit, we'll prove that Wilson Tire Company is the best when it comes to tire services and alignment. Chris Daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about the most, Chris can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Quest Federal Credit Union, our full-service financial institution ready to support you, your family, and your goals. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health and families throughout their lifespan. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchens and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. And of course, Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Again, thank you to these amazing sponsors. We'll be back for halftime stats after this quick break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Josh Banks and Coach Joe Balogh back inside the Mountaintop for the Avita Home Health and Hospice halftime show, where the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams hold a 29-24 advantage on what was a turnover-laden first half for the Seneca East Lady Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Park has just got to probably emphasize at the half, if we cut those turnovers down, we're going to be right where we want to be. If you're Upper Sandusky, you're looking at, you got a 5-point lead, and Grace Walton has not scored yet.
You can't ask for anything more from Coach Vent.
So Coach Vent's probably going to assume that she's going to, get going here a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see if they try to maybe run some things of, especially since they're playing that triangle 2, a little ball screen at the top to see what Seneca East would do to try to handle that. So start of the third quarter here.
Walton's going to have it.
And they're in that triangle 2 on Walton and Newman. So, I mean, Coach Park's sticking with that, which you should, because you've done a great job of shutting down one of the best players in the N10.
Finn Scully with it now, as it's been a Madison Hart show. She has 9 points in the first half. Newman's going to catch it in the corner, feed it to Hart. It's going to be a turnover. Lady Rams. Hart stepped out of bounds. That's not the way you want to start the half if you're Coach Vent in the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Vent, you're looking for a score, stop, and a score. And if you're Coach Parks, you're looking to get a stop, which they did. Now they want to get a score and see if they can get a second stop in a row.
Lance with it. Back up to Kegi. Stockmaster in the corner. She's going to look to go all the way inside. Hart took the contact. Lance got the offensive rebound and finished. Walton right back to looking to push. Tried to find Finscarley, who instead of sitting down in the corner, tried to cut baseline. Grace threw it to the corner. Brooke wasn't there. Back-to-back turnovers for the Lady Rams.
Yeah, I mean, the turnover bug kind of started to bite the Lady Rams a little bit in the second quarter. Now it continued into the third.
Stockmaster. Tried to feed it inside. Nothing doing. Turnover, Lady Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, Stockmaster had an open post player in the side, just made a poor pass on that possession.
Finscarley brings it across. They're going to look to get Grace off some screens. She's going to get to the top. Nothing doing. Great find. Madison Hart's in the double figures. She's got 11.
You know, what you really got to like about Grace Walton, though, she doesn't force the issue. I mean, right now, she's not concerned that she has not scored yet. She just does a great job that when they double her or cheat to her, that she's going to find open players. And now they do a good job of getting a turnover. She sprints to the corner in transition, and they're able to find her, and she's able to knock down that three.
We're going to have a timeout by Coach Parks. A little 5-0 run here. After 2 consecutive turnovers, they've scored 5 straight, and that's Grace Walton at her finest.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Parks now, that timeout's probably a really good timeout because you go down 8 and you don't want to go down 10. So he's trying to prevent this, stop this run by Upper Sandusky. If you're Coach Vent, you're trying to tell your team right now, hey, let's get a stop and then let's get a score, and we've taken this game now to a double-digit lead, and then let's try to continue to build on that. So a kind of a big possession here early in the third quarter to see if Seneca East can get this back to a 6-point game, or Upper Sandusky gets a stop and is able to extend it and get it to a double-digit lead.
And they're going with this 1-3-1 half-court trap, no matter where Seneca East has the ball.
Yeah, they've been good in it. I mean, we said they forced 15 turnovers in the first half, and both teams really sticking with their defensive game plan, because for right now, for both of them, it's worked pretty well.
Stockmaster with it. She's going to get all the way inside. Hart's going to absorb the contact again, nothing doing. Snay's going to touch it. Maybe she should have let that one go, as I think it was off of Hart or off of Ellie Ham. Instead, it's going to go the other way, and there's that stop that you just talked about, Coach.
Yep, and now you got a chance that you can take this to a 10 or 11-point lead. And you can see that a little bit of an adjustment that they've made, that Upper Sandusky made, is they put Grace Walton along the baseline, and they're running her off of a lot of those post screens to see if we can get her open.
Foose with it. Gets it to Stockmaster, who's going to kind of set the offense up. They haven't really been able to figure out this Upper Sandusky defense.
Well, Upper's done a good job of just keeping them off balance. And then, with that being unsure, Seneca East has had difficulty taking care of the basketball.
Snay is going to get another offensive rebound, as they've really kind of taken over the rebounding category here. They just got to step to the line, knock down the free throws, and finish some of these opportunities they have at the rim.
Well, we said at the beginning of the game a strength of Seneca East was their ability to rebound the basketball. So, overall, I would say Upper Sandusky's done a pretty decent job of limiting second shots. But Snay, getting the offensive glass here, that's huge.
She knocks down the first free throw of 2, as Hope Morris is going to check in for Ham, who just picked up her third foul here early in the third quarter.
Really good shooting stroke there by Alexa Snay. I mean, at the free throw line. I'm not sure what her percentage is, but it's got a really nice shooting stroke at the free throw line.
Trying to get it to Walton. She hustles over. They're going to call a foul on Grace. Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul there. It'll be her second, team's second here. 4:58 remaining, and they're up 6.
I mean, that's really maybe the first time you've seen Grace Walton get a little bit frustrated. But, when you're kind of getting face guarded the whole game, that's something that's tough to handle. But I'm sure she's seen that quite a bit this year already.
Snay's going to get called for a travel. One too many steps. She made a good move. She's got to go up after she steps through instead of taking that additional step.
Yeah, good call by the official there on that post move. So you can see this is the adjustment they made a little bit at the half, is instead of having Grace Walton at the point, they put her along the baseline and making her defender run off screens here. Great penetration there.
Hart with a turnover.
Just a bad pass.
Stockmaster. 3-ball, Keggy, nothing doing.
Great box out there by Hart. And did a great job of boxing out Stockmaster, keeping her off the offensive glass.
Cundiff long on that one.
Yep. Cundiff struggled. As we said, coming into the game, she was shooting 50%, but has struggled from the three-point line here so far today.
As Walton's going to get tripped. It's on Lance. It's her first. As Finscali and Burkholder. Burkholder for the Lady Tigers, Finscali for the Lady Rams will check into the game. And it's interesting to see kind of the Grace Walton not bringing the ball up, how the offense runs for the Lady Rams. Cundiff again with it.
They're just trying to give her opportunities to get open off of running off the screens and making her defender work a little bit harder.
Cundiff's 0 for 7 this evening from 3. She just can't get one to go.
But some night shooters just have that, and the mentality of a good shooter is if you're open, you're still going to continue to look to shoot that shot. Great defense there. I mean, Finscali doing a great job of rotating defensively on help side to get that in a jump ball called.
They're going to call the foul on Seneca East, Alexa Snay. It's her first, team second. Coach Parks kind of trying to figure out how that was on her.
Yeah,
Then Scully stepped through. She played great defense.
Yeah, that's kind of a difficult call because Snay was the offensive player, and I think Vince Scully just made a great defensive play. But, that's the call, and you got to live with it.
Cundiff with it again. They're trying to bring Grace off of some double screens. They're going to get it to Newman.
I mean, they're putting Newman and Walton along the baseline and just trying to run them off of those post screeners and making it difficult. Vince Scully with a good pass, an extra pass, and another extra pass. And an offensive rebound by Cundiff.
Vince Scully with it. Walton wanted it. She was open for a second. Walton cut inside. She was open again. Morris is going to get all the way to the hoop. She's going to shoot 2.
I mean, we've mentioned this a couple times in the first half and here in the second half. You really got to like the ball movement that Coach Ben's team has had at the offensive end of the floor. They share the basketball really well. We've mentioned this a couple times too, is Grace Walton's ability to not to force the issue. She really hasn't forced any shots. She's got her teammates involved offensively, and that's why they've had great success so far today.
Yeah, Foose is going to check in along with Fox. Upper Sandusky going small right now is Ham and Hart are both on the bench. Morris knocks down the first. We'll see what she does here on number 2.
And Upper Sandusky's a little small too because they've taken Hart out of the game too.
Hope Morris goes 2 for 2. 36-28. Back up to 8 points. Kegi. Burkholder back inside to Kegi. Overthrows her.
We've seen twice in a row now the help side defense of Upper Sandusky's been really good.
And Grace Walton's court vision has been absolutely on point this afternoon.
And so now we talked about one of those goals that you have is ability to take a single-digit lead to double digits. And right now, could maybe be a breaking point in the game.
Jump ball to stay with Seneca East, but the box out was great by both ladies.
Yeah, I mean, Vince Scully and Morris have done a good job here on help side defense the last 3 possessions.
Burkholder can't finish. Walton gets the rebound. She's going to look to push again. She had Fox. Instead, she's going to go all the way to the hoop herself. She's going to go to the line for 2. She had Fox early, kept it herself, as Hart's going to check back into the game along with Alexa Snay and Izzy Stockmaster for the Lady Tigers.
Well, I mean, a good read there by Walton just from the standpoint that Fox's defender, even though came off of her, didn't get all the way. And Grace Walton has a lot of confidence in her ability to score. Very good free throw shooter, so she creates a situation that she's going to get fouled and get to the free throw line to shoot 2, and now the Rams are up by 11.
Walton with 4, looking for 5. She gets 5. It's a 12-point advantage with 2:04 remaining here in the third.
I mean, Walton's just really an efficient player. Doesn't force things offensively, but you can see why she's one of the better players in the N10.
As that was poked away by Hart. You've seen Foose had it up on the top by the logo. She had a wide open Burkholder over here in the far corner, closest to us, Coach. She's seen it, and she elected not to make that pass. And I think it's because every time they've made that pass, it's been an overthrow turnover.
Well, and it's been difficult because what Upper's done is they get enough pressure in the basketball that it's not as easy sometimes to make that pass as it looks. A big 3 there for the Seneca East Tigers.
The box out by Hart's going to lead to a foul on the Tigers. It's going to go on Stockmaster, her second, team 5th. So for the last minute 29 of the third, they're going to go to the line for 2 shots, as it'll be Madison Hart, who has 11 here on the afternoon.
And Madison Hart's really done a good job of making her presence felt inside. She's been really good around the basket. And then she's got some key offensive rebounds here in the game.
Little strong on the first. She gets one more.
So they're going to give Walton a little bit of a rest here at the end of the quarter, which is probably a good idea. They're up 9 with 1:29 to go. So Abby Newman comes back in for her.
Hart misses both. We got white ball. Official underneath the basket had white ball. So it's going to stay with Upper Sandusky as Caroline Kagi is going to check back in for Seneca East.
Coach Park's not really happy with that call because the official that was right in front of it just didn't really want to make the call, and he asked the official underneath that's a lot further away to make the call.
When the official that was right in front of it was pointing Seneca East direction.
Yeah, then he kind of changed his mind. So one of the frustrating things you have as a coach.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Grace Walton. That's her third.
Coach Bent just had her out to maybe rest her a little bit, but then when the ball got turned over, brought her back in for that offensive possession. So Grace picks up her third foul here as we approach the end of the third quarter.
And a 9-point ball game. That pass was tipped. Hart does a great job, but Snay controls it and finishes.
But, you know, the thing with Upper Sandusky's defense, that's only about the third time tonight that Seneca East has been able to stick the basketball right inside for an easy basket. So they've done a pretty good job with their defense of not allowing the inside presence of Seneca East to really hurt them a lot.
And now if you're Upper Sandusky, who are you going to look to score the ball? It's been Hart so far, but that looks like that's going to be the other person that they're going to face guard in this triangle in 2.
Well, you know, Coach Vent calls a timeout, and somebody might be going, well, why would you call a timeout here? Well, 39 seconds to go at the end of the third quarter. You're looking at this possession. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and they're going to look for the last shot of the quarter, because the other part is they have possession of the ball to start the fourth quarter. So if you can get a score here and go up either 9 or 10, then you have the ball to start the fourth quarter also. So it will be interesting here to see if the Rams decide to hold the ball till the end of the quarter to get the last shot, or if they look to score right off of this baseline out of bounds play.
Grace Walton checks back in for this offensive possession.
And, yep, they ran it right off of a screen.
And she knocked it down. Catch and shoot, Grace Walton. She's got 8 here in the third quarter.
And I don't think she's taken more than probably, 3 shots.
Yeah.
I mean, the two threes she's hitting here in the second half are huge. So Grace is just going to be really smart now.
10-second violation.
Yep.
So they extend it to 10, Coach, and there's still 20 seconds left for them to extend it another possession.
And I would anticipate here now that they're going to get the last shot of the quarter with 20 seconds to go. And this could be a really big possession, as we mentioned earlier. With the idea of getting the last shot of the quarter, then you also have possession of the ball to start the fourth quarter.
So you go up 12 or 13, come out, and then you can extend that to 15 or
Yeah.
potentially 16 in the fourth.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting here to see what they do. You would expect that they're gonna run something probably for Grace Walton. They got her along the baseline.
Newman's going to attempt a 3-ball. She couldn't knock it down. Stockmaster looks long, finds Snay.
Great pass. That was a tremendous pass.
That's going to end the third quarter, 43-33. Lady Rams with the advantage. We'll be back for money time after this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks and Hall of Famer Joe Balogh back on the call. Mountaintop action. Money time. Upper Sandusky Lady Rams lead 43-33 and have possession. Walton with it. Cundiff gets it to Grace on the handoff. And if you're upper, you don't have to force anything, as we're going to have a travel on Newman. But if you're Upper Sandusky, Coach, you don't have to force anything at this point. You're up 10, fourth quarter.
Even though you had a turnover there, you got the ball reversed twice. Newman just kind of got in a no man's land that she was turning it over. So,
and Seneca East is going to turn it right back over to him after that pass out of bounds by Stockmaster.
Yeah, they've had difficulty when they tried to make that kind of that cross court pass. They've just not been very accurate with it today. They need to maybe shorten those passing lanes down just a little bit.
Cundiff with it. Newman in the corner. Ham with it. I'm not sure if Walton and Cundiff got confused there on who that pass was going to, but neither one of them made an attempt for it as they kind of crossed past there.
Well, you put a post player in a difficult situation where they were not really comfortable with where they had the basketball. Great box out there by Vin Scully.
Walton step back three. Ham.
Hart with great hustle on that rebound.
She misses the two, Coach, but knocks down the three ball.
Yep, she's 3 for 3 from the three-point line.
And she has 11.
But you got to give, I think it was Ellie Ham. It wasn't Hart. It was Ellie Ham that saved that rebound to get them an extra possession. So really good play by Ellie Ham there to create that possession.
Vin Scully with another rebound.
Vin Scully's done a really good job on the defensive glass here in the second half.
Cundiff, can she finally, still can't find it from range.
No, that was a good look. That's a shot she needs to take with how she shot the basketball for the year, but just having a tough day today.
Great move by Snay. She's unable to finish. Walton with it, looking to push again.
But good job by Ellie Ham of just what we call walling up and making your shoot over top.
Ham with it. We're going to have a timeout by Coach Vent.
And I think Coach Vent's going to mention what you mentioned earlier is that, hey, we still want to look to push if we've got an opportunity, but let's not rush things here. We've got a 13-point lead with 5:55. We just need to make sure we do a good job of taking care of the basketball.
Well, and that was a great feed right there from Walton to Finscarley. Snay just had beat her down the floor, took a really good angle, cut her off, didn't let her have the layup, and it almost ended up in a turnover because then she tries to make a one-handed pass back out to the top of the key. Luckily enough, Ellie Ham got her hands on it, and it stayed with the Lady Rams after the timeout by Coach Vent.
Well, and I think the player that's, we mentioned Grace Walton a lot, but Vin Scully, Brooke Vin Scully's played really well here in the second half. She's had a couple times where she's been great on help side defense, and then she's done a really good job of being involved of rebounding the ball at the defensive end of the floor.
And also for you, those of you that are tuning in, listening to Coach Joe and I call this game, we're going to be right here at this same table for tonight's game for another highly touted N10 matchup between the red-hot Upper Sandusky Rams and the Colonel Crawford Eagles, which was a 2-point ball game the first time they played.
Yeah, that should be a really good basketball game here tonight. Uppers won, I think, 6 out of 7. And then last weekend, the Eagles beat Mohawk on the road and then came home and beat a very good Lucas team on Saturday night.
Then Scully with it. Got it to Walton.
Great extra pass.
Not even looking to score. Great feed to Ham.
That's a great possession.
And that's what Coach Vent wants. If we're going to score right now, it's going to be open layups.
Well, and I've mentioned this several times here. Brooke Vin Scully's played really well here in the second half.
Newman's going to finish.
Abby Newman.
She's got 9. It's been a balanced afternoon for the Lady Rams in the scoring column.
And now they've taken that lead from just an 8-point lead here just a few minutes ago, and it's extended to 17. And staying in this 1-3-1 zone, trapping every wing pass, and just making it difficult for Seneca East to stick the ball inside. Great ball reversal there, and Snay with a nice little post move, unable to finish.
Snay does a great job when she catches the ball in the post of getting where she wants with it. It's just been a lack of touches because of the Upper Sandusky defense here this afternoon.
Upper's done a great job of just rotating defensively. The pass to the post has not been an easy pass. So Coach Vance really got to be pleased with his defensive game plan for this basketball game.
As Fox, Morris, and Hart check back in for the Lady Rams. Snay knocks down the second. She's the game's leading scorer with 14. Grace dribbles into a double team, gets away from the double team, still has the ball in her hands. Jump ball.
Well, Seneca East changed their defense there a little bit. Looked like they were maybe in a 1-2-2 half-court trap, and Grace Walton probably should have just slowed down a little bit to give it a look, but she really just tried to attack it maybe too quick.
She plays safety right there, goes back, reads that pass, and gets another steal.
Seneca East has just had a lot of difficulty completing that pass or just throwing it out of bounds.
She misses that 3-ball, her first miss from 3 of the afternoon. Fox, pump fake, Hart up top. She's going to attempt a 3-ball, short. Follow your shot, Madison Hart. You probably get that offensive rebound. Stockmaster with it instead. Cammie Lamps. Tried to feed it to Snay, and Madison Hart had front position. She just stepped right in front of that. Walton with it in the corner, Fox. The only player on the floor without a point on the board this afternoon is Bailey Fox.
Good pass. Nice ball fake.
Can't finish. Snay gets the rebound.
Just needs to probably put that on the glass. That's one of the things when you're around the basket. It's a lot easier if you learn to put the ball on the glass. Nice spin move by Carly Foose there to finish.
Bounce pass, Walton, Madison Hart, and 1. She's got 13, looking for 14. And the most recent turnover, coached by the Lady Tigers, makes 26 on the afternoon for them. A 10 turnover difference as the Lady Rams are up to 16 now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win games if you turn the ball over, 20-plus times in a basketball game. But you give a lot of credit to Coach Vance. That 1-3-1 half-court defense has forced Seneca East into some really bad decision-making with the basketball.
So now my question, Coach, is as we're at Hart's going to knock it down. She ties the lead in the game with 14. We got 26 here this afternoon by Seneca East. I know that you were very much take care of the basketball coach. I enjoyed watching you coach at Ontario. What's the most one of your teams ever had in a game that you can remember?
Well, we were probably 20-plus in some game, but I can't really remember exactly what it would have been. Yeah, I mean, our goal, we had, I think, 11 team goals for every game, and one of them was to try to, be under 10 turnovers, which – sometimes was difficult with how we wanted to play. You just didn't want to get into that 15 or 20 turnover range.
Azeli Ham steps in front of Izzy Stockmaster, draws the offensive foul. Walton's going to check back in along with Kunda. 2:58 remaining here in what's been a dominating second half by these Lady Rams.
Well, Seneca East turnovers have just, caught up to them. They had 15 in the first half, and now they're another 11 in the second, and you just can't win basketball games that way.
And Scully gets it across.
Great
Walton,
pass.
great pass again. Grace Walton, that's got to be her 7th or 8th assist here on the afternoon to go with 11 points.
Yeah,
And another turnover. Maddie Smith unable to corral that one in. And that's kind of been the story of the game for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, they just have not done a very good job of taking care of the basketball. And, some of them have been caused by Upper Sandusky's defense, but there's also been a handful that they've just either not caught the basketball or just thrown the basketball out of bounds.
That's going to go off of Grace's legs. Scully tried to get it to her, throw a little over-the-shoulder pass. It goes off of her leg. As Morgan Cornwell is going to check in, replacing Stockmaster. One of the other seniors on this roster is they only have 3 of them.
Yeah, both these, and Seneca East is really young. As they started a freshman and 3 sophomores. And Upper Sandusky's, a little bit young, although their youngsters like a Grace Walton, still have 2 years. Has had 2 years experience. This is his 3rd year. Probably is the starter here for the Lady Rams.
Jump ball. That'll stay with Upper Sandusky, but the one-handed feed from Walton. A little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle, but nothing intentional.
No, just trying to pull the ball away. And probably a little bit of frustration on Seneca East's part. You get to this point of the game, and sometimes that frustration takes over. Great cut there by Cundiff into the lane.
Minute 55 remaining. No real hurry to score the basketball for your Coach Vent.
They're in this 1-2-2, and it looks like they're going to try to trap and force an issue here.
Possession, Seneca East.
Newman lost it. Ends up in the jump ball. It'll flip possessions. Go to Seneca East.
Hope Morris comes back in.
As the Lady Rams are pushing 20 turnovers now as well.
Yeah, and I think both coaches. Coach Vent's going to be happy with this win, but also he in that post-game discussion, there's going to be a lot of talk about we got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball because you scored 55 points and you're going to be at about 20 turnovers. If you cut that in half, you get 10 more opportunities and you're going to figure, hey, we're going to score on probably half of those. So instead of it, being like 55, you could be close to 65 or 70 points in this basketball game. So, and that's one of the things that teams, have got to do if they're going to make any kind of run here in the second half of the season in the league or as you get to tournament play is you got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball and valuing each possession just a little bit more.
As we are inside of 60 seconds here in the fourth quarter, and it looks like the Lady Rams are just content to just let this clock run out, and I don't see the Lady Tigers fouling at all.
Well, Seneca East just needs to keep playing hard, see if they can create a turnover here, without fouling. That's one of the things that you always want your kids to be able to do is play with great energy and great effort. And I think Seneca East, did that today, but they just did not have the result that they wanted because of the number of turnovers that they had.
Ends up back in the hands of Walton. She'll pull it out top, and they're just going to continue to feed. We're inside of 10. It looks like your final here this afternoon from the Mountaintop is going to be the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams victorious 55-36 over the visiting Seneca East Lady Tigers. We'll be back for the Avita Home Health and Hospice postgame show and the Quest Federal Credit Union MVP after this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
This afternoon's game is brought to you by Wilson Tire Company. At Wilson Tire Company, we sell new and used tires and provide tire services to customers in Upper Sandusky. No matter which location you visit, we'll prove that the Wilson Tire Company is the best when it comes to tires and services alignment. Chris Daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for your retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about most, Chris can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. By Quest Federal Credit Union, a full-service financial institution ready to support you, your family, and your goals. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. By Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. And Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. We've got your MVP interview and the post-game analysis after this break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks back inside the Mountaintop with our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP sophomore Madison Hart for the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams. Led the team in scoring today, also did a great job rebounding. What's it like to bounce back and beat a team by double digits that beat you guys by double digits earlier in the season?
You know, it honestly feels great. You know, we work a lot on scouting and other teams, and I think our team really executed well today, and we had good ball movement, and everything we practiced really came together this game.
So for you personally, you know, you have a great facilitator with Addie Newman, with Bren when she's on the floor, and with Grace. When they were in the defense that they were in, which was like a triangle 2, your movement was crisp between you and Ellie. They found you a lot underneath. What was this week like in practice? Only having school one day this week. What was it like in practice with Coach Vint, trying to keep you guys motivated not being in school?
You know, it was definitely a motivation just within us to win and come back. You know, we're really trying to come hard at games. We really practice hard against JV. We keep continuing to push. So it's really just a lot of self-motivation. And then our coaches also lead us in to that as well. So we really just wanted to come back strong compared to last game.
2-1 in your last 3 N10 games. You guys have the huge upset win over Cary just 2 weeks ago. You come in to home court on Saturday. You get beat by league-leading Colonel Crawford. You bounce back today and beat Seneca East. You guys still have Winford on the schedule, which I'm assuming is going to be a made-up game here soon. What's it going to take to go into Winford and beat a team like the Winford Royals and then continue to improve as the rest of the season goes along?
I think a lot of it is motivation. I think especially with that Cary game, we had a lot of motivation going into Colonel Crawford. And even though that didn't come out how we wanted to, we still had that, you know, force of motivation that came into this game. We really wanted to come back and win. And I think going into our next few games, we're just really looking for wins and to get better as a team altogether.
All right, that's our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP, Madison Hart. Go ahead and look in this camera and shout out whoever you want to shout out today.
I really want to shout out my teammates today. We had great ball movement. Obviously, they're the ones who get me that open shot. And, yeah, that's all.
All right, so that's our MVP sophomore, Madison Hart. Hey, congratulations on a great win, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Well, Coach Vent, I mean, I got to see you guys play a couple times a year ago, and has always been impressed with how well your team plays well, how they play together. If you look at today's game, I guess every coach kind of you evaluate, and I'm sure you were already evaluating, like, what did you really like about your team today?
First and foremost, I just like how we came out mentally. Sometimes we come out and we're a little bit slow starting team. We challenged them since the loss last week at Crawford, that we just got to come out with the mentality of, it's almost like we pick up our intensity and we pick up our pressure, and no matter whether we're in zone, man, whatever we're doing, when we're losing by like 10 or 12 points, and then we fight and get ourselves back in it. And I'm like, we really emphasize this week the idea that we want to do that to get a lead. Like, let's go out and get leads and then, like, make teams come back on us. And I think that was more than anything just our mentality to come out and attack whoever the opponent was today. Seneca East got us over there the first time we played them. And we were pretty down after that game, and I think our girls were hungry to get out there today. But, we came out today and ran a little bit of a 1-2-2, obviously half-court trap type situations that we haven't really done that a whole lot this year. So I think what I take away from it the most is just the mentality to come attack them, and how well we did that without – that's not really our identity. We're typically sit down and guard man-to-man type team. So I like the option of what we presented today as far as, a half-court trap zone type situation. So.
Well, you bring that up, but I think that the thing that I was impressed with was, you forced 15 turnovers in the first half. And I think one of the keys we said was coming into the game, if you looked at stats, the advantage that Seneca East had would maybe their size inside. And I thought your pressure on the basketball did a really good job of eliminating easy looks inside, and then, you did a great job rotating out of that to get that. Talk a little bit about Grace Walton, though. I guess the thing that impressed me the most was she just didn't seem really to force the issue today, and I think sometimes they came out in a triangle and two on her and Abby Newman, and sometimes that seems to get in players' head, but she just kind of played with the flow, didn't score in the first half, but then the opportunity became available in the second half, and she was able to make some shots for you.
Yeah, I mean, she is by far like the prototypical point guard that you want. Her mindset is, I want to get everybody involved. I want to distribute the basketball. But, she's a good scorer too, and we got to take advantage of that because, that's one of our strengths as a team is her ability to shoot the basketball and so forth. And, she kept her poise really well today, no doubt about it. She's faced pretty much a box and one, triangle and two, or a face guard with man behind it with everybody just running at her. So she's kind of adjusting to how teams are playing us and so forth, as I am as a coach, because it took us a while to figure out how can we attack things and so forth. But like I said, she's a like, I want to play with my teammates and get them involved mentality first. And that was on display there, especially in the first half. Anytime we score 29 points and she doesn't have any, that's a good job by everybody, first and foremost, of them presenting themselves to be open to score and her finding them. Because you're right, she didn't force anything. Because she even came up to me at halftime. She's like, I don't think I'm passing anything up. And I'm like, nope, but we got 29 points. So, and she's good with that. So. And
that's the thing I said at the half. If I'm Coach Parks, I'm going to get in the half. I'm going, well, I'm happy because my defense is kind of working like I want it to work. But then on the other hand, you're like, she's going to score. Yeah. And then I think I saw you maybe made a little bit of adjustment at the half. At the first half, she was kind of playing at the top, and then you kind of started running her off some screens and making the defense work a little bit harder to be able to defend her.
Right. And Brooke made a couple big shots in the first half there that kind of puts it in, their defender's mind, like, hey, they got other shooters out there type thing. So put the ball in Brooke's hand and let Grace come off some stagger screens, single double screens, and then you have Addie coming out the backside. And that's a tough thing to guard. And it when you have to run through all those screens, whether or not she gets it initially, if you make them run through all those screens, get the ball in her hands, can she make a decision really fast? Nope. Okay, get it to somebody else, come off another screen, and eventually we broke them down enough, and we got her some looks there in the second half. But actually, I think some of hers were out of transition more than anything.
Yeah,
so.
her first three, I think, was a quick one out of transition.
Yeah. And that's kind of why we went to that half-court trap a little bit, is just the idea of, like, let's just not even play against the junk. Let's see if we can get some easy turnovers and convert those, not just the layups, but to get some open threes for our shooters as well.
Well, and I've always said, like, whether it's a junk defense or like a zone defense, one of the easiest ways to beat that is to get down in transition and get easy shots. I mean, you got to be pleased with some. I guess you call them role players, but your other players. I mean, you already mentioned Brooke. I thought she was really good in the second half with help side defense and rebounding the basketball.
Great, yeah.
And then is it
Madison Hart?
Madison Hart inside. I thought she was really effective as far as just being really, really good around the basket.
Yeah, she does such a great job of presenting herself. It's not just like the ball finds her accidentally. I mean, she sets her screen. She does what we ask her to do as a role player, but then she presents herself really well. And her and Ellie both are doing a better job of that, of understanding, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do now. Now, you know, people are running at Grace. I can slip something, or I can flash to the basketball and present myself. And Madison did a great job of that today. You know, she even missed a couple easier ones that maybe could have got her over 20 points or whatever. But, you know, that's she played all JV last year, didn't get hardly any varsity minutes. So it's been a process for her to understand the level of varsity basketball that it takes to, you know, you can't just walk out there and
it doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just happen. And that's a testament to her and her work ethic, because she comes in every single day and she works her tail off to make sure that she is improving. And, you know, I think her and Ellie together kind of push each other a little bit, and they make each other better. So, it really – she's only a sophomore, so we're really encouraged by her progress right now.
Well, you kind of brought up the practice thing. You kind of get to this January point, and you got the snow, the cold weather, and now this week you had days of school off. So I think it's always interesting for me as a coach, you know, how I went about handling that. How do you try to handle that, like during the week, like a week like this week that it was just kind of the routine is all changed.
Off, yeah. Tuesday we were supposed to play at Winford, and we didn't really know exactly how that was going to go. Like we were pretty confident we weren't going to play last night based on the forecast and so forth. But you don't ever want to put that in their head. But as coaches, we were kind of thinking that a little bit. But we were supposed to play at Winford Tuesday. We got the call that wasn't going to happen. So I just gave them the day off, honestly. I was like, okay.
Sometimes that's good.
It's cold out. It's nasty out. You know, is it going to be worth bringing them into practice? Because mentally they're probably at the point of like, basketball type thing. Not that they don't love the game.
Right.
But so I just was like, let's just give them the day off so they can just mentally relax a little bit. Because it is a really long season. You know, you get through the Christmas holiday and the excitement of all that. And then you get to January and you have to deal with this with the weather. So we gave them the day off Tuesday, and I thought that was really good for us. You know, came in Wednesday. Wednesday school was canceled as well, but we got after it for a couple hours in practice. And, you know, you just address them early on, like, hey, I get it. School was canceled and had that yesterday off. You know, work some skill stuff early in practice just to get them back into it, and then, you know, okay, let's go for the next couple hours. And, you know, it's just a mentality thing of, like, attack the practice. You're not at home on your couch. You're not watching TV right now. You're here for 2 hours, so you might as well make the most of it. And that's a credit to our girls because, you know, maybe we struggled early on in the season win-loss-wise as far as what the expectations might have been. But it's a credit to them because they came in, you know, had a really good practice Wednesday. And then, you know, Thursday we went to school, so that was more of a normal day. And, that, you know, things were pretty solid there. And then yesterday was crazy because up until 1:30 we kind of thought we were going to play. But I put it to them early, like right away. I'm like, hey, if we don't play, we are going to practice for at least an hour and a half if we're allowed to. And we got the okay, so we came in, and just it was probably our best practice of the season yesterday, actually. So
like one of the things, how do you like adjust your practice time as you get to this point of the season? Do you start to cut back, or does it just depend on
it? I like to give them shortened practices, or maybe give them a full day off like we did Tuesday if we can fit it in based on games and so forth. Because I mean, you don't want to give them a day off if you have a game the next day or anything like that. Yeah, but we do try to like shorten practice, or maybe do a little bit more skill work and shooting rather than just like pound on each other type thing. But you do have to get that in too sometimes. So yeah, we try to balance it a little bit more later in the season than we do, you know, at the beginning of the season when you're really trying to figure out who you are and like get after each other a little bit and so forth. So yeah, we kind of back off just a little bit and work on skills more than some of the other stuff.
So you got to really be pleased with, I guess, how this team has been progressing, especially the last 2 to 3 weeks.
For sure.
So I mean, as coaches, I mean, you're taking it kind of one game at a time, but you're also kind of you're looking down the road a little bit.
Right.
So as you kind of look at this team, like what do you kind of like I guess, pushing them to be here in the next 2 weeks?
Well, our loss to Crawford last Saturday kind of took us out of the league race a little bit. We did a great job, after an 0-3 start in the league, of battling and getting to 4-3 with a huge win over Cary. And that Crawford game was a big deal. That would have really got us back into it, but we didn't play well. But more than anything, we try to get them to focus on not the results of games and just focus on the process of becoming better, especially when you only have one senior on your team. So you have a core coming back, and not that we're giving up on anything this season, but the idea is let's focus on the process. Whether we win a game or lose a game should not matter, in all honesty. Let's just get better individually, as a team, as a unit. And then when you focus on those things, whether or not that scoreboard tells you win or you lose, it is what it is. Sometimes you shoot well, sometimes you don't shoot well, and you can play your best and still end up losing. So we just try to focus on, I know you hear that cliche a lot, but we really do. We talk about it hey,
it's just like tonight, Bryn Cundiff had open looks. She comes in, she's shooting 50%, and she just couldn't make a shot.
Yeah.
But the thing I guess I liked about her tonight, though, too, was it got late in the game. I mean, in the second half, if she had the open shot, she was still going to take it. So
we kept telling her she's an excellent shooter. So
and that's one of the things I thought I saw you kind of I think she maybe missed 4 in a row, and you took her out in the first half. And I think first thing I saw you do is put your arm around her, and I was like, I know what he's telling her. Just don't stop shooting it.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great shooter, so we need her to be able to do that. So she'll knock them down the next time we play. So
I think you brought up a thing, and that's what I always. I mean, I don't know where I got this phrase from, but it was probably the last 10 years, and we probably brought this up, if not every practice. Every other practice was there's 2 things you can come in the gym every day you can control. You control your energy and your effort.
Absolutely.
And you can't always control the results.
Yeah.
But I guess you're kind of on the same line of thinking that I've been, is if you bring great energy and great effort, which that includes being enthusiastic with your teammates, is the results are usually going to come. So
exactly.
You're really starting to see that. So
yeah, we've been playing really well the last 3 weeks or so, minus that Crawford game. But Crawford's a great team. So So, you focus on the process. Yeah, we're taking a peek at our district and see what we can do there. Don't worry about that. So.
Good coaches do that. Yeah. I mean, you start looking, and
then for sure.
And then you start kind of playing. Maybe if I got a night off, I'm going to go see this team play.
We were just talking about that yesterday, of where can we fit something in here, because we got an idea of kind of what we're going to try to do, I think. So, but they don't need to know that so much as us as coaches.
No,
so.
that's the job of coaches. Yeah. So, as I said, enjoy watching teams play.
I appreciate that.
Because I guess the one maybe the thing that we didn't bring up tonight, I think I mentioned a couple times in the broadcast, was just the ball movement that your kids had. That the number of times the ball went from one side of the floor to the other, and back. And I think there in the second quarter, you almost your kids try to maybe finesse it a little bit too much.
We talked about that some,
instead of just making that easy pass. But that's one of the parts of basketball that sometimes that I think people that is maybe we've gotten away from, but really good teams. And I think what you're seeing with your team is, when you do reverse it that many times, it makes defenses really have to adjust.
They have to work really hard. And I mean, we call it click passes. We really focused. I probably missed that, but this week we really talked about the idea of click passes. Click passes are way better than any sort of ball reversal you can get with the dribble. So if we can click it, that's what we want to do. I mean, even if they are face guarding Addie and Grace, a click pass might get them a quick shot, just because, that split second they're open. So, we really focused on ball movement a lot this week too, as far as let's just make that extra pass really fast. So,
well, stay healthy and best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Okay, good job.
Appreciate talking to you, Coach.
Thanks. Yep.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks back inside the Mountaintop for the Avita Home Health and Hospice post-game show. How awesome was that, guys? Two legendary coaches having a conversation live and free here on the OH Report. It's great to hear two minds like that just kind of talk to each other and break down the huge win that the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams had today at home, defeating the Seneca East Lady Tigers by a score of 55-36. And what was Madison Hart really doing what she does best, where, you know, you don't have to worry about Grace putting up 20 when Madison's putting up 14, doing everything defensively and getting rebounds. You're in a situation where you can kind of dominate the ball, you can run Grace off of the screens, and she finds the open player. Stats-wise, 11 twos, 3 threes, 23 rebounds, 10 fouls, 5 of 11 from the stripe for the Seneca East Lady Tigers, but the big stat you're going to see here, 28 turnovers. On the other side of things, 14 twos, 7 threes, 17 rebounds, 19 turnovers, and 12 fouls, but 6 of 10 the stripe for the Lady Rams. So Lady Rams are victorious here this afternoon at home, 55-36. Up next for both teams, the Seneca East Lady Tigers don't get any easier. They go to Carey on 125. And for these Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, they go to Marion Harding on the 23rd. But for me and Coach Balogh, that's going to do it for us for now. Tune back in here about 6:15, as we'll both be back with you live and free on the OH Report for the Colonel Crawford Eagles and the Upper Sandusky Rams here inside the Mountaintop. For Adam Thompson and Brandon Powell and my color guy, Coach Joe Balogh, I'm Josh Banks. Have a nice Saturday afternoon, and I hope to see everybody back in here tonight.